Dear audiences, welcome new Faster community event, especially AI Now. Today we will focus on AI because Faster community, as you know, we are very strong in fintech side. As fintech, we can count as flagship of our communities. And of course, fintech is very popular nowadays because of needs, of course, digital needs. But fintech also, beside of fintech, as a sector, there is another subject who feed all sectors and digitalize and disruptive meaning, as you know, not only disrupt but also the building something new in needs, yeah, in another needs as digital era. So as AI and of course data, we mean data and AI and data together with data science, we can say data science, machine learning, deep learning, image processing, this kind of data virtualization, all of them, of course, some sort of new management style required by corporates. And even in these gaps, there are startups arising and new companies as startups and solution providers on the board. So today we are together with companies and peoples and leaders about AI, especially Faster community leaders, and we would like to talk about AI today. And after several minutes later, we will launch our AI stars, and we will submit some digital certificate them, and we would like to ask them what they are exactly doing and AI and how they use AI or machine learning and algorithms in their products and solution to get benefit for their customers or solution to their partners even, or some needs of AI needs, expectation, some leveraging and digital expectation from AI we are providing, you are providing. We would like to hear about this. So as a networking stage now, as first part, I would like to give introduction time to the Safa Hanım from Al Quds University. Safa Hanım, welcome. We would like to hear about you as Faster community. You are one of the leader, and thank you this leadership as well as you are also in education industry and as university leader, as of course IT and telecom minister of Palestine formerly. So we would like to hear about you, what this university is focusing on AI in your site.
Thank you, Brother Mustafa, for inviting me and being part of this very special group specialized in technology and AI, as you explained. We in Palestine, we are so much focused on the new technologies and would like to use it in our education and in our for our entrepreneurs and innovators. And we had last week we had like a competition for using AI for the schools, and today at 1 o'clock we will be honoring the girls from schools who did projects in AI and the Internet of Things also. And I will be participating and also giving a speech about girls, especially concentrating on girls and their participation in these new technologies. In the university also, we try to teach the new technologies and introduce it to our students and their and see that they can do their projects for the end of the engineering degree, because also I'm teaching in the engineering faculty of engineering at Al Quds University. So one of the projects now we are working on, for example, for the electricity theft, because some of the people try to steal from the electricity company. So we are trying to see how we can apply artificial intelligence in order to know through these smart grids, how can we identify if these are using normally the electricity or they are stealing electricity from the the company, because we have lots of cases, unfortunately, related to this issue. Also, we did last week also another event for the Forum for Innovation, and we had like an exhibition for the different ideas using artificial intelligence and machine learning in their projects. And this exhibition also was together with the exhibition, we had lectures about the different things that the new technologies and where we want to put Palestine in 2030. So we are developing a document about Palestine 2030. As you know, the agenda of Europe 2030, they did in the EU the agenda 2030 for the concentrating on the new SDGs, the Sustainable Development Goals to end poverty and for women rights, for children rights to education, the different 17 goals. I think you all know them. And I'm sure that technology is one of the very important tools that will help realize these goals. So thank you again for inviting us. And I know FASTER community, I always like to say about the FASTER, the words FASTER, the friendship, and all the words that you always create. I'm so happy to be with you and know more about our colleagues here, what they do. And as I say always, we are ready to cooperate if they see any opportunity that we can do together. I wish we can work together in Palestine. Thank you again for inviting me, and good luck for the winners.
Welcome, Safa Hanım. Thank you. Your mention about your AI development in your area as well. And let's continue our another leader, Hani Idris. Hani Idris Bey, we would like to hear about, especially you are in banking industry, so we would like to hear about your Middle East banking industry, how AI is going on.
I was not prepared to be, a speaker in this event, but it's interesting. I think artificial intelligence is one of the key technology trends as it relates to business in general, and mainly the areas we are in, which is banking and financial institutions. To make the story short, I believe artificial intelligence is a challenge for all, industries. I do have two real examples where, artificial intelligence did a great help and support in banking and financial institutions. It has something to do with what we call center, okay? Call center, for all institutions that they have customer service, it used to be the most, critical function, where you need to have people who do understand the business very well and ready to answer all these type of questions. And sometimes they have the susceptibility of, calm and kindness to deal with people. And you have to keep that for 24 hours, 7 days a week, all over the year. The example of call center, where it was, the interactive voice response, where they're relying on the machine learning. And now the call center, with the adoption of artificial intelligence, you can be quite confident that all the data you feed are 100% accurate. There is no misunderstanding by, people from the call center, and you can ensure that it is available and sustainable and really give the whole better service for all clients. So this is one of the, actual or tangible and field experience with the artificial intelligence. So there is a lot of some of the activities we have in the region called Salma. Salma is not the word of a girl word. It is Sal, يعني ما تشاء. Is'al, ask whatever you want to ask, something like that. The second example for artificial intelligence in another business sector It was for, I mean, Amazon in 2020, total number of partial, I mean, shipments, partial shipments of Amazon, it exceeds 5.5 billion partial shipment, I mean, for customers. Without the robots, which is, I mean, a field experience in the artificial intelligence, they will never be in a position to manage all these type of, I mean, preparation for the partial shipments, okay? So they rely on mainly the reports. So the report have the program, and they know where to go, what shift to do, and then make the shipments, I mean, ready for beneficiaries all over the world. 5.5 billion parcel shipment by Amazon 2020. I think it was an achievement, and it's a proof for the benefit of artificial intelligence. This is what I can add in this. Thank you very much, Mustafa, for this opportunity.
Most welcome, Ali Bey. Shukran for this introduction as well. Let's continue Far East. Asa Bey, if Mr. Asa, if you can open your video, we would like to see you. And yes, Asa name is also come from Isa, yani, as you mentioned before that. Welcome. As how I can spell you Isa if you accept. And yes, please.
Yep, can you hear me okay?
Yes, now, yeah, okay.
Perfect. I seem to be having some connection problems.
Okay, now your voice coming is. Can we brief take brief intro about you? We would like to hear from you.
Yeah, thank you, Mustafa. I am English by origin, but now living in Paradise in New Zealand, and trying to make AI more accessible to the small and medium-sized businesses, not just the big enterprise. We've been working now for 5 years on AI and machine learning tools and products, and finally we have a platform that makes it very easy to be able to integrate machine learning features into existing software. So trying to make very good business cases for natural language processing, for predictive analytics, for audio processing and video processing, but to take it from the hands of the PhDs and the experts and try and make it more accessible to the general business. So now we've been working with small software companies, but also the government here in New Zealand, with the utility companies, with financial companies and fintechs, healthcare companies, who want to add some small parts of machine learning, but they want to start on the journey to really embracing machine learning and changing the way that their products and their services are experienced, because the world is beginning to enjoy the services of Amazon, as Hani was saying, to enjoy the experience of Spotify or Netflix or Uber, and now we want to make it easier for everybody to have the same power, the same access to artificial intelligence. So no longer is it for the elite, for the very rich or for the very experienced. Now we can make it available to everybody, so everybody can get some value and to get some better outcomes from artificial intelligence. So that is our mission, and now we have built a platform to help everybody, and we would welcome opportunities to work with people and companies all around the world who are interested in trying to build better software, better products, better services with artificial intelligence. Thank you, Mustafa.
Welcome, Isa, Mr. Isa. Thank you for joining from New Zealand. And we know what is your time now, but thank you for joining. We are in the middle of the day. You are in the middle of the night. So welcome. Let's continue with Ibrahim Bey. Ibrahim Bey in Istanbul, but originally from Palestine. Now he is in education and business in Istanbul, establishing. Ibrahim Bey, Fincor, we would like to hear about you and Fincor, a little as short introduction as networking.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to be with you with this esteemed group. So actually, we have been in this field for more than 15 years. We are doing multiple things as a Fincor. We are a group of company. We're doing banking, online banking, banking consolidations. Also, we have a very deep knowledge on budgeting. We have one of the best budgeting softwares here in Turkey, and it's being used with the top 500 companies as well. We are right now more focusing on banking online and open banking as well as open banking services. We are operating right now, as Mustafa mentioned, in Istanbul. We also expanded to USA, where we have been also working on related AI technologies from credit scoring and others, where we facilitate the operations to be more automated. Plus, right now, we are expanding as well on the Arab Gulf. We are starting right now from Qatar. Generally, what we are doing is through this journey of AI and machine learning, we have learned with the hard part. When we started, it was very costly, but right now with the new technologies, right now getting better and better, and which make justify the ROI of using it. What we have learned as well through this process is starting with a goal with the machine learning, it will make it easier to achieve, because right now general AI is not available for, and it will not be, I think, for the coming 10 years. All what we are doing, all what the world is implementing is narrow AI, because general AI is a human. You as a human, when you come, you can exactly pick it and try to do something and analyze the data on the fly. And this is something yet not available with the AI. All the applications we are seeing is under the classification of narrow AI, which is something that we need to capitalize on it and make it as a chain of narrow applications to achieve your goal from back office operations, automation, forecasters, and these things. And still, it's the idea that happens with Amazon last week, where they have an outage and they just come and claim their outage comes as a result of one of their machine learning models, one of their computers did not a wrong calculation. So we are still, as a human, working and to make it this world better. And right now also we have a big project with AI and for data transformation and digital transformation for one of the top biggest companies in the world. Inshallah, within 6 months we'll release it, and that will be something available for everybody to be able to make better decision making in multiple sectors and multiple areas, from pharmacy, constructions, as well as education, plus banking and planning and multiple fields. So we are excited to be part of this process, and this journey is right now start to be formulated for us at Fincor, as well as we are seeing the world is going to the right places with this. So again, it's my pleasure to be with you guys here, and it's my honor to be with this esteemed groups. Thank you.
Thank you, Ibrahim, for your short introduction. Let's continue with Ahmet Bey. Ahmet Bey is push notification leader of Turkey. Just I can say something like this. If in Turkey, if you are receiving any push notification from any brand, big probably is providing this back office or back coding everything. Ahmed, but we would like to hear about you. Engagement is very important. M-commerce, mobile, and any dealing with new customer, digital customers as pop-up, all push notification, SMS, and any channels that you are using and supporting to the customers. I mean, for the customers, I mean retail especially, to reach and manage retention rate and churn rate or something like this, we would like to hear from you.
Okay, thank you, Mustafa, for this event, and it is nice to meet you here with the members of this nice group. Netmera, yes, we send push notifications, SMS messages, email notifications, but before it, we help brands to decide which customer to send, which content, at which time, This is the actually value to bring. We bring to digital marketing teams of brands. Netmera is a SaaS product helping digital marketers to understand customer journeys on digital platforms such as mobile applications, websites, or any touch point to customers. We collect customer behavior data from the digital channels of brands, mobile applications, websites, and all the digital touch points. We collect customer behavior data. We have integration tools for the CRM systems, and with these integrations, we collect the customer profile data. Also, we have the customer's device or location information. With all this data, we help brands to understand their customers on multiple channels, how customer use the customer. We provide analytical tools for them to understand customer behavior on this data, and we collect huge data from the digital channels. Now, Netmera Cloud Platform collects customer data from 300 million mobile application users and websites. Each month, we collect more than 10 billion customer events, and we send more than 10 billion messages to customers, which means we have huge data about the customers of brands. And we apply some machine learning algorithms on this data to solve some of customer problems. For example, we have prediction tools. We can predict which customer to churn, which customer to purchase, or any action. We have prediction system, or we have a prediction system for the best time for sending customer message, and also product recommendations. Through the customer behaviors, we can best products for each customer or best customers for product, this kind of scenarios. And digital marketing is I believe, one of the special areas that AI techniques or AI algorithms is used and mostly used, because we collect enormous data, and this data is quite suitable for the AI, let's say, technologies. And with the AI technologies, it easily some business problems can be solved. And that's all. Now I can.
Thank you, Shukran Ahmet Bey. It is just as you are part of digital touch point of customer sensitive issue, as we would like to care with AI, of course, and data and AI, let's say. So let's continue. Ahmet Kocamaz is founder of Krede, is credit risk score of all of you, especially in Turkey. So we would like to hear about Ahmet Bey.
Thank you, Mustafa. First of all, it's a pleasure to be here with you. Krede, we define ourselves as an analytics solutions company, but as Mustafa mentioned, we are focused on risk analytics. And in risk analytics, we are specialized in open data mostly. So what do we mean by open data is there is a stream of data that is flowing in internet and also out of internet, but in digital era. So we are collecting this information every day and every moment, actually, to get insights about companies and the people related to these companies. So basic, let's say the main sources that we can speak of are government sources, the news sources like newspapers or portals, online and offline, of course, and the websites of these companies. So where does the AI come into picture is after collecting the data, it's not only reporting the data because it's, maybe a 20, 25 years old technology that you collect the data and you report the raw data to the users. What we do is our machine learning algorithms learn from the previous frauds or the defaults or delinquencies and come up with flags for these companies. So if it is, for instance, yellow flag, it's a warning. It's a red flag, it's a more serious thing that we should be careful about the company that we are following. These companies can be the customers or some associates related companies to ours. They can be suppliers or they can be resellers of our products. So in any case, what we need to do is we need to provide early warning systems to the relevant people. So we collect the data, and by looking at the patterns, in this case, I consider Crede is a little bit outstanding from similar companies because we are using IoT data, IoT algorithms for most of the operations, which means we are looking at data as a stream. I'm coming from a banking background, so in banking risk modeling, it's not a streaming modeling. It's a one-shot snapshot modeling approach. It also works, but we are aiming to bring a different approach to the market. And while doing that, we come up with also some other data sources or data solutions, let's say, by looking at the same data, such as coming up with a map of relations for the companies. So who is related to which company, and this company is related to some other people. It's kind of a neural network approach. By doing this, we collect the data from mostly government sources because they have to be verified, but we convert it by using natural language processing. We convert it to a map kind of visualization. So this is what I can say about Crede. Thank you very much for the opportunity, Mustafa.
Thank you, Ahmed. Thank you for your some specific points that clear for us, especially I know that you are coming from finance banking industry, and you are continue serving now the banking industry, such kind of credit risk report of possible SME customers and corporate customers, let's say. It's an important point. So let's continue last two members here, that and then we will launch our AI stars. So I could pay, we would like to hear about your solution, and then later we will be from Tonic and from another Far East member. Tonic is very important also as Neobank. We would like to hear about Tonic, but evvelen I could pay, we would like to hear from Vision. We can, if we can hear from you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mustafa. Istanbul is freezing today. I was just trying to have a look at what is written behind of Mr. Ramu. Now, when you mentioned it, Tonic, I just wonder if you have gene part, but without gene, it's also okay. Probably you don't know, but Mustafa knows, because we are friends for a long time. At least we know each other. I have two hats. First is as a university professor, I'm working in computer engineering department and teaching AI. And as a company founder, also we are also dealing with AI. AI is very important, and I believe that it will change the world. Things will be different than what we have seen so far. And I believe AI will be next industrial revolution for the humanity. And the good news is we are just starting. Nothing has started yet. Maybe 100 years later, things will be quite different than what we have seen around. So nations, people, and companies should prepare themselves to this change. And as a company, of course, we have made a preparation for 5 years. And AI is very specific subject to me because it's also my PhD subject. And I have been working for a long time on AI. AI actually is a combination of math and data and computer science. It's a common area on these fields. And in 5 years ago, we have decided to make an investment on data and artificial intelligence. Actually, artificial intelligence is the subject I know very well, but I haven't tried to make any investment on it. So we have started 5 years ago to make something, to make some money using artificial intelligence. And today we have a product called Vision Analytics. Vision is quite interesting product and being used widely in Turkey and hopefully in the region very soon. What Vision does, Vision has two parts. The first part is collect and visualize data. It's very fancy product and very good looking. Really, our customers likes to see graphs on Vision, and especially for 1 year, we are also developing artificial intelligence model in Vision. And we have projects and customers right now. Those are using both the data visualization part of Vision and artificial intelligence part of Vision. So, as you know, artificial intelligence is very problem dependent. I mean, as Mr. Ibrahim mentioned, there is no artificial intelligence who knows everything. If there is a problem, you should create a model, train it, and after all, you can start that model to get some answers. This is what our Vision does. If you have any kind of problem, this problem is modeled in Vision, and you train it, and after all, you get some answers using new incoming data. Our products, especially in artificial intelligence part, we have several customers. In defense industry, unfortunately, I can't give some details about it because they said if I talk about it, they shoot me because I'm passing it. This is really classified. In telco, in finance, and in publishing, in really several and different areas, we have customers and they have really interesting problems. Those will be solved or solved by artificial intelligence approaches. And what we have been doing is giving the theoretical background of what artificial intelligence is and creating these models using our own software products called Vision Analytics. This is what we have been doing so far. Thank you very much, Mustafa, for this nice meeting. I'm very glad to see all these gentlemen and ladies. Thank you very much.
Thank you. In fact, I want to thank you all that this is a challenging subject. As you mentioned, this is the millennium of AI. Maybe you realize that I mentioned millennium of AI 2000 as we can starting point of AI. So let's continue. Tonic CTO as CTO, but full of data manipulation of management of Tonic, because as mobile app, most probably number one subject is how you use this data for business. As Aribi will mention like this. Welcome, Aribi. We would like to hear from you.
Thank you, Brother Mustafa and Goan and team. Yeah, I'm honored and humbled to be part of the Foster community and legendary people here. few of you, Tonic, just a brief. It's the first new digital bank headquarters in Singapore, and we have launched our first new retail banking in Philippines with first Southeast Asian formal digital banking license we own, and we're running the operation now. And having said that, yeah, this is one of the critical for neobank. There are a couple of, the principles are completely virtual, no physical branch, running on multi-cloud, no on-prem solutions, complete open API, and AI-driven automations. Why I'm saying this, AI is backbone for the technology organizations. Let's look at the financial part of it, how I'm doing it today. For example, the key problem we are trying to solve in the Southeast Asian market is onboarding, eKYC. How you bring someone sitting in the home, open the bank account in 5 minutes. Typically, the AI help you to do whether the person is real human when you are taking a human liveliness test through AI, which is called Vision AI technology from Google. And OCR, when you're giving a document, you're scanning the document instead of manually key in or upload, OCR capability. This can look at your fraud capability, your templating capabilities, check the Vision AI and document AI, integrate that into onboarding and making the journey, whether it's a real document, we are processing the document very fast, and then whether this person is a real human. So you remove the manual intervention of the person coming to the branch and doing the manual CDD. That's one part. Second, dedupe check, the face dedupe check, using Vision API when you're capturing the face. So another big issue is in the banking world today, the same person opening multiple accounts. It can be account hijacker, or the person, the same face, different device, same device, he might be opening multiple accounts. And the face, something which you cannot cheat. And if you have a real human detection, we call it as 3D liveliness test. So when using this dedupe check, ensure one person can onboard only one time. Second time, when you're trying to open a bank account, the system will block you. This is again help of AI. When you look at payments, this is one of the area, because this is where neobank comes in, not just business model alone. The payment side, Mustafa is doing always transaction between 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Suddenly we are seeing a couple of transactions in the night, around 11 p.m. or 1 a.m. in the morning. Or it's moving instead of from Middle East, he's trying to show transaction originated from Singapore. So that is the pattern which the system keep learning and seeing the behavior, where he can flag is a high risk or medium risk or low risk alert, whether you want to pass through the transaction or you want to hold and go put it into anti-fraud team to review and manually approve it. This is one. The another one problem is loan, where like alternate credit score using your mobile behavior. Today your mobile phones can tell a lot of story, what kind of person you are, how much time you are spending, how many hours you are browsing in social media, how many lending apps you are keeping in your phone. These are a lot of social score, and alternate credit score can be captured, which we are doing through our partners as well as our own. Because when you look at financial inclusion, those guys don't have any payment, the lending history. So how will you underwrite them? This is one of the way AI help. And the big thing is conversational AI. If you look at, I'm touching about all financial services. So again, Southeast market, it's a mass market. If you want to put call center every 10 people, 1%, which is not going to make sense. So bringing conversational AI to solve at least 30 to 40%, of the payload, pushing to a machine-based response. When the machine has a low trust, passing that to agent, which is something. And last one, probably I want to touch upon, Brother Mustafa and team, it's a data lake. So understanding about your customer behavior, transaction behavior, lending behavior, and product behavior, building AI and ML models, which can give you the data set to do a business decision, saying that what is my product profitability, what is my first TBD, and especially brother talked about delinquency, how you identify this, what is my portfolio today, how much portfolio can go into lending. These are the areas, as a technology officer, when I'm looking at building the capability, which is AI driven. AI-driven one is forecasting model or predictive model. And the third one is the fast automation. These are three capability AI to help us to build the next generation banking, not just customer centric, but the customer centric comes with this, capability. And these are some of the use cases I talked about it, but these are the things today it's there in Tonic, and we are building more, more and more. We are enhancing with partner solutions. Thank you for that, Mustafa.
Thank you, well, as we are caring nowadays, neobanks in worldwide is neobank, of course, not only something UX or UI or some digital expectation for customer. All of behind of all this as back office, you are doing many data predictive or manipulation or operation for data to optimize and increase the level of expectations as data, as privacy nowadays, as discussion on, as you know, that is customer data is belong to the finance company or belongs to the customer, so who can make open data for any credit needs, or who can offer him or her to which best offering, so he or she can receive this from any bank or any financial institution when they need. So it is very crucial also for the customer, not only UI or UX. It is very important for the operation of financial data flow or financial money flow as well. So thank you, Raul. And lastly, we will just before the releasing of winners, AI Stars winners, I will make one video share. We would like to hear about from Şebnem Özdemir. She is one of the leader of Turkey AI ecosystem and president of MIS department of one university of Turkey, Istanbul. So Şebnem Hanım, we would like to hear from you what's going on AI next year, what's going on, what we should expect, not only next year or following, even following days or following years, what we should expect from AI.
Thank you for nice and welcoming opening, and also thank you to such collaboration and the other guests for sharing their valuable experience and information. In the end of the 2001, we have different type of problems and also the opportunities in AI world. Firstly, we have still the obstacles related to bias problem, algorithmic justice problem, and we have hopefully creating one dark side, and we also creating one white side in the AI world. Especially in 2019 and 2020, the fake account which supported by AI bots are increased when we compare the other years. But thanks to the valuable researcher at artificial intelligence world, we have a new type of artificial intelligence bot detectors. Because when we're creating fake accounts for spreading the infodemic, which is most dangerous thing, even I compare with the pandemic and the COVID-19. During the 2020 and 2021, most of the people face-to-face in the one edge, we called it the truth edge, because we are not so sure about the news that we read on the social media. And even the China and the US government continued a different type of war by using the Facebook. They spread different type of news which have the common sources, but the end of those stories, I mean the news, are very different. Like what? China shared one important news about the COVID-19. The baby was born without COVID-19 from the 33 years old mother, COVID-19 positive mother. And the same news shared by the American side with different story. The youngest COVID patient was born in the world. So if you check all account, social media account of the Chinese press or the United States press, you will see that there is millions, over the millions followers, likes, and reshares. By conducting such work with the help of AI, we have a new type of tool to detect the true story. Anyway, this is the one thing we spread the infodemia by using the artificial intelligence. The second important topic for this year is about the clickjacking and the like-jacking. What was that? We have different type of cybersecurity issues right now. By clicking it or by liking it, you will be in the danger, a different type of danger. You will face to face a different type of cybersecurity problem. And the cybersecurity is no longer a technical issue. It's just a social issue right now. Whenever the AI algorithms detects your hobbies, detects your likes and dislikes, you will face to face some fake advertisements, some fake accounts to move the clickjacking or the like-jacking events and actions. And the most important thing about the artificial intelligence, also the metaverse. As you know, Facebook changed its name to the Meta, but actually we are focusing the metaverse because we probably next year we will no longer talk about the IoT, we will talk about IOB, Internet of Behavior. Why? Because the metaverse actually is not an alternative universe. It's a live and a continuous data storing place. So every time you make a move, every time you share your experience, you will share your own data. In the physical world, it's really hard to collect the data. You have to put the sensors to everywhere, or you have to fly the drones and over the seas, like you are in jail. So there is a cost, there is a privacy issues. But if the metaverse, in the metaverse, we don't need the drones or we don't need the sensors. We just need to get the full attention of the people. Whenever we get the full attention of the people, they will willingly share their data. By collecting data, because all the people will share their data willingly and continuously during the metaverse actions. And when we collect those data, we will have a chance to know the deepened behavior of the people. Even they didn't realize their behavior or their choice, their options. And the last thing about this year is about disabled person and disabled people, disabled society. We don't have enough data related to disabled society, disabled people. Even we didn't put those kind of data into our data set, our IoT devices, our autonomous car probably will not recognize disabled people. And the problem is about collecting the disabled people data is about the privacy, because when you ask to share their issues, when you ask the labeling data based on their experience, you are also ignoring a different type of privacy. So we need a different type of politics related to disabled people's privacy. And in the year, even we count on the AI too much, we shouldn't forget the importance of the data labeling, because in the football match, a smart camera, I mean the AI-based camera, which is produced to detect the move of the ball during the game, just catch the referee without hair and continuously followed him until the end of the match. So the basic problem is about the artificial intelligence, steal the data, steal the correctly labeled data. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Şebnem Hanım, for your mapping of issues. As 5G is coming as well, is one of the supporter of IoT or IoB, as 1 kilometer square meter will be 1 million nodes will be data collected in this area with 5G. So it's something coming interesting era, let's say. And let's all speakers thank you today, and we make networking as well. All of you as leader of your companies and your departments and your universities as well. Thank you for this challenging subject that you are supporting and focusing on this complicated subject as well. Let me say, مثلا, for example, for AI, there is a say that if you see anything in Python development, this is most probably machine learning and AI, and machine learning. But if you see anything in PowerPoint, this is most probably AI. AI is nowadays is a kind of marketing term with PowerPoints, but you are under this, let's say, under this level, you are inside of everything. And let me now announce the AI stars, and after that, let's continue with the last closing speech. Thank you, Şebnem Hanım, for your joining. So thank you for this joining as well, and adding value to the industry with your solution. Thanks all these contribution companies leaders here today, as companies from Netmara, company from Tony, company from Fincor, and company from Crede, and company from Vision. And as lastly, we would like to hear from you that your closing remarks of the event, and what about your last closing speech, that I know that you will return your AI works even from now. Yeah. So let's continue with Isa. Mr. Isa, you are still in your together with us, or maybe your time of sleeping? If you didn't, we would like to.
I'm still here.
Most welcome. If you can open your video, so we would like to hear more about that. What is the? I wonder that. What is the DigiCop project is continue with customer? I think you are testing or stage of some demo stage or demonstration stage, I mean, but customer is using DigiCop or not.
So we're working with a number of IoT companies who are looking to understand what events are happening with their devices. So we're working with some universities, with some manufacturing companies to understand from the IoT data predicting events using machine learning. So one example is with the university here in Wellington. They had some history of students, unfortunately, committing suicide in their rooms, in their dormitories, and they wanted to make sure that they had a system which retained the privacy, but also allowed them to look after the students. And so they have installed a number of CO2 sensors into the bedrooms across the university, and using machine learning, we're able to identify when there is a human, a student in the room without invading any privacy, but being able to detect that there is somebody in the room that is breathing, right? So it's a very safe and very secure indicator using IoT. And the same with other things that kind of contribute to the smart city kind of movement, intelligent maintenance, intelligent repair, predictive maintenance, and so on. So for us, it's about finding partners and people to collaborate with who have the sensors, and then we can very quickly add the machine learning models and predictive models to turn the data into insights, into outcomes, which really have a very positive impact on the world.
Thank you, Esat, for your attention today. Because of still, we know that greetings to New Zealand. So.
Yes, thank you. It's very, I'm very pleased to be part of this group. It's great to hear of the exciting applications in AI in the Middle East and the Far East, and I'm very excited to try and collaborate with the people, with the speakers, with the winners, and the faster community to see how we can help the world be a better place using artificial intelligence.
Most welcome, thank you. So let's come a little far, less far that we would like to hear your feelings. Thank you, Tonic. That is a success story we know in Pacific area.
Thank you, Brother Mustafa. I'm really humbled and surprised to have another great recognition from Faster community. I'm really humbled on behalf of all the Tonizens. Thank you so much for recognizing us. And we are in the dream of building the better place for the humanity and giving a better financial service. For AI is, AI, and most of us talked about data as well. It's a technology game, how the technology can automate and differentiate human, impact the human life in terms of which they deserve to have the better experience in every industry, especially financial industry. The time is very important, quick, agile, the speedy, how you onboard, how you service, and how you retain the customers based on contextual data. The contextual data comes from the artificial intelligence and machine learning, how we apply in a real time and in a real life. That's something makes us more difference and giving the more closer experience to the different segment of people. And that's what we are into. And thank you, Brother Mustafa. It's amazing. We're happy to be with this group and working with you. And soon we will be landing in Middle East as well.
Most welcome, Arrivable. we thank you as well. So let's for your closing remarks. I would like to hear about from Ibrahim Bey, FinCore.
Thank you. It really was a wonderful meeting. A lot of information, a lot of different sectors that's empowered and inspired me a lot. Actually, as all agree, is that the core thing is with AI is or machine learning is working with a goal. If the goal is not defined, then you cannot achieve a remarkable model that's really serve and solve a pain. And this is the key. Define the goal, then work in your core business data. Will that justify the dollar density? They are call it dollar or the density of dollars, so that you can approve and implement your ideas in a better way. So very happy to meet you all, and inshallah soon we'll meet more in person and do business together. Thank you.
Thank you, Ibrahim. Most welcome. Let's continue with Aykut Güven, babe. We would like to hear you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mustafa. I think that's very nice to meet all you gentlemen, different areas of the world. At least this artificial intelligence is studied and worked by several people around. And I'm hoping to create business relations together and to create more value, especially on artificial intelligence area. And thank you very much again to Mustafa and Faster community, and hoping to see you again in different platforms and creating new business opportunities together with help of Mr. Mustafa. Thank you.
Thank you. We thank you. I could see you again next event as well. Ahmet Bey. There is two Ahmet, of course, but so let's, according to the alphabet, let's say Basharan.
Thank you, Mustafa, for the reward and for the meeting. Actually, I found the chance to meet people working on the AI technologies on different industries. And it was interesting for me and inspiring. I hope to work with the community as a business partner also. And thank you for the meeting.
Most welcome, Ahmet Bey. Yes,
I like to thank you all for this meeting and for the recognition, Mustafa. I think this will give us more courage to build better AI solutions. Thank you very much all.
Most welcome. Lastly, if Safa Hanım still together with us, we would like to hear from Safa Hanım, and if she can open video and last closing remarks. But maybe she is not on the table, and so thank you all. And now it is time to close this event. Almost 1 hour. As in 1 hour, it is good that Faster community AI dealing with AI leaders as you are. We would like to meet you all, each other, from Singapore, from New Zealand, from Turkey, and also our leaders from Middle East. So we would like to know each other more and help each other more. If next days we can do. It is one of our aim that our group members know each other for business, and not only business, to help each other for their business and or any technical issue to help each other. Thank you. See you next event.